Thanks for tuning in to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. This is your host, Mikaela, where we are here to skyrocket your self-worth, heal your shit, and take your power back. Welcome to the chat. Hey guys, welcome back to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. I am so excited about today's episode. We are getting into breaking free from comparison and embracing your authenticity. Before we get into that, let's just talk about the fact that this new moon in Virgo that just passed, today's Friday, we had a full new moon in Virgo on Thursday night, and I woke up this morning, I don't know about you guys, feeling so good, so energized, just with this knowing that everything that I've been working on and towards is coming into fruition. Everything I've been manifesting is coming into fruition. And just like the dust is settling almost. And just I have like this mix of energy of like wanting to like just go crazy. I don't know, but like just feeling super good, just high energy, just feeling good. So today's Tuesday that you're listening to this episode, maybe, and that's when it's going to come out. And I just want you to know that if you've been feeling any type of way over the weekend, that this is literally why. You can just thank the new moon in Virgo. Also, shout out to all my Virgos. My birthday is this Sunday, or was this past Sunday, I guess, if I'm talking to you on Tuesday. But so excited about that. So just excited that I have plans and like just also this podcast, and I just know everything is about to go just be amazing and just blow up and all the things. But I digress. Today we're talking about breaking free from comparison. And you guys, let me tell you something. Your uniqueness is your superpower, period. What if I was to tell you that everything that you think is a flaw about yourself, or everything that you hate about yourself, is actually what makes you beautiful? It's what makes you unique. It's what makes you different. And before you start rolling your eyes at me, I want to tell you a couple stories. So the first story is, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see here on my face that I have a mole. And when I was a kid, growing up with this on my face was really hard because I got made fun of a ton. People would call me Mikaela. They would ask me if I like guacamole. Like they would just always make fun of me, make me feel weird, make me feel different, make me feel like an outcast. And that was really hard growing up. And so because of that, I hated this mole on my face. And my mom calls it a beauty mark, but a lot of people call it a mole. And I like beauty mark personally, so that's what I say now, but I digress. I got made fun of a lot and it sucked. And it was something that I had to move through. And I had to learn that, one, I had to learn to tune out what others were saying about me and the way that I looked. And two, I had to learn to love myself, like with this mole on my face, because it's not going anywhere. So, I mean, might as well learn to embrace it, learn to love it, and not care. And I swear, you guys, the moment that I learned to embrace what I look like and everything, every flaw about me, it was like the moment that my reality began to shift, because the way that you feel about yourself is the way that other people will feel about you. So if you feel like you're ugly, or if you feel like you're this or you're that, then like that's how the world is going to feel about you. That's what you're going to get mirrored back to you, because the world is just one giant mirror of how you actually feel within yourself. So instead of just being super mean to yourself and saying, oh, like for instance, in my case, if I was to say like, oh, I hate this mole on my face, like it's so ugly, then like I would probably get a lot more people commenting on my beauty mark or my mole. And I never really get comments about it anymore. And that's because I've just literally like forgot that it's there almost. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, that's there. And and other times I'm like, but like I don't care. Like I don't care what other people think about it. People don't ask me about it. If they do, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a beauty mark. And they're like, oh, that's like one way to put it. I digress. I had to learn to love that part of myself. And that's just a physical attribute that I have. There was also something that I used to get told by other people that was like quote unquote bad about me, which was that I move too fast. I move too quickly. I don't think about the repercussions that it's going to have on my future, blah, blah, blah. I had to, for a minute, I like let that get to me and I was like, yeah, that is bad. Like I should slow down. I should do this. I should do that. Right. And then I was like, wait a minute. No, like I actually love that about myself because it's what makes me like lively and free and courageous and brave. And honestly, it's what got me to where I am today. If I was to think too much and move too slowly into creating this podcast or creating my intuitive energetic healing business and just going for it and not caring what anyone else says or thinks or tells me like if it's going to be successful or if it's not going to be successful. Like I didn't care. I didn't listen to the noise. I blocked it out. I tuned it out just like I did when people were making fun of my mole, and I just went for it. And even when it came to like relationships, like I used to get into relationships really fast. And yes, that has changed. I don't do that anymore. And by doing it at first, I lived on my own terms. I took chances. I still take chances, but I took chances in those relationships and I learned from those relationships. So I have no regrets. Like, no matter what I went too fast into, I, to this day, do not regret a single decision that I made because I know that every single thing that has happened to me in my past has made me who I am today, has made me strong, has made me brave, has made me courageous, has made me a go getter, has made me ambitious. Like all of these things about myself that I know from that one attribute that other people, some thought of or saw as bad. So if you have something about yourself that you, let's say, is like perceived as bad in some people's eyes, like maybe being a procrastinator, what are three things that are good about being a procrastinator for you? Like maybe not being a procrastinator just doesn't even work for you. Like you've tried to not procrastinate and then like give yourself enough time, quote, enough time to finish a task, and then that task ended up super shitty, but then when you procrastinated and waited until the last minute to get it done, it turned out amazing. Like it's whatever works for you. And if you think that something is bad, then that's how the world is going to mirror it back to you. They're going to think that it's bad too. But if you think it's good, they're going to see the good in it and they're going to be like, oh, well, that's just how she is. That's just how she works or he works. So I personally do not see anything as good and bad. Like everything is weighed out. It's just dependent on how you look at it and how you see things. Our soul, before we are even put down into our human bodies, literally chose every single fucking thing about us on purpose for a purpose. Let me say that again. Every single thing about us was chosen for us on purpose for a purpose. And the moment that you realize that, the moment that you start to see all the things that people think are bad or that you think are bad about yourself or you think are ugly about yourself, and you flip that into, oh, like, no, these are all really good things and these are just a part of who I am, that's when your outside reality begins to shift and change. And you start to love yourself, flaws and all. You embrace it. You embrace your authenticity. Your uniqueness is your superpower, period. Use it. Your soul didn't just throw things in your soul contract for no reason. Everything is for a purpose. Your job is to figure out what that purpose is. Why do I have a mole on my face? It's to stand out, to be different, to look different, to be unique. That's great. Okay, cool. That's done. It's no longer bad in my eyes. Why did my soul choose to move into things too fast? It's so that I could learn the lessons that I've learned in my life so that I can hop on this podcast and share them all with you so that you don't have to go through the same lessons that I did the way that I did. Like everything is for a purpose, and it's your job as a human to figure out what that purpose is and to use that as your fucking superpower, because that's exactly what it is. It's a part of you. And you just have to turn it into a good thing. So how can you do that? I want you to do me a favor and take some time today to pull out the notes on your phone or maybe journal about all the things that you think are bad about you. And then on And then after you write down all the things that you think are bad about you, I want you to take out another piece of paper or another section of your notes and write down why that bad, quote, bad thing is actually a good thing. Turn it into a good thing because that's exactly what it is. And then start to get your wheels turning and figure out how can you use that as your superpower? How can you maybe help others using that, using your experiences from that quote unquote bad thing that people think about you or see about you or you see within yourself? How is it a good thing? Turn it into a good thing. As far as comparing yourself to others goes, I want you to know a secret that I've learned that I don't want to be a fucking secret anymore. Everything that you see in somebody else, you have within yourself. Again, everything that you see within somebody else, you have within yourself. That means that if I see that I have a friend, let's say, and I just think that she is so ambitious and so strong and so courageous and so beautiful, guess what? I have all of those attributes inside of myself. It's up to you to change the narrative that you're telling yourself in your brain of, oh, like she's just like that and I'm not like that at all. It's, oh no, I see that in her. And so that means that I have that within myself. Okay, where do I have that where do I have that within myself? Right? It's just in your own way that you have it. It's your job to find that. Once you start to love yourself, flaws and all, the world is going to mirror how you feel about yourself to you. It's going to mirror that. And then everything's just going to change and it's just going to be so different than if you were to just sit there talking shit or pointing out all your flaws and not seeing your flaws for the beauty that they are. Another thing with comparing yourself, if you're over here comparing, let's say like your best friend is getting married, having kids, just on a different chapter than you, and you're over here single, you have no boyfriend, you're solely just focusing on yourself. Maybe you're growing a business, maybe you're just growing your career, maybe you're just, I don't know, figuring it out. Like, and you're just sitting there comparing yourself to what your best friend has. Like, that's no way to live. I did that. I did that. And it was shitty and it didn't make me feel good. So why would I continue to do that? Instead of doing that, I took a step back and I was like, I'm going to have that life when it is my time. Trust in divine timing. Stop comparing your chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 2. Their chapter 2 is going to look fucking different than yours, period. No one's life is the same. Everyone is here on earth living their life, living their journey, figuring out what it's going to look like, taking things day by day. But like nobody's life looks the same. And that's for a reason. We all have our own journeys that we're supposed to live and learn by. You just have to focus on yours and stay in your own freaking lane. And if you see something that somebody else has that you like, just trust that, knowing that it will be yours one day. It will be, period. Because if you desire it, it's yours. If you desire something, all you have to do is hold that knowing that it's yours and it will be. And of course, like taking action and doing the things that you have to do in order to get whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you desire. But moral of the story here is like, stop wasting time, wasting energy, I should say, more importantly, comparing yourself to others. Stop wasting your energy talking negatively to yourself about the way that you look like. You are more than capable of having whatever you desire, whether that be a relationship or kids or a dream house or a dream car or a dream body, like whatever that is, like you are capable of getting it and making it happen. It's just like, are you going to make it happen or are you just going to sit there and fucking complain about it? Period. Like you have a choice every day. And so stop comparing yourself to others. Like there is nothing that they have that you don't have. If there's something that you see in them that you want, then it's yours. Go make it happen. But focus on your lane. Don't be looking side to side, front to back. do look front. Only look front. But don't look back. Don't look side to side. Just keep your blinders on. Stay focused on what you want, what the life is that you desire to have. And just hold that knowing that you literally are beautiful inside and out, flaws and all. You are worthy of everything that you desire, flaws and all. Period. I really hope that you like this message. If you did like this message, make sure you sign up for the Glow Up. It is going to be held on Zoom September 26th, 27th, and 28th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be getting into, it's a 3-day free live workshop that I'm doing, and we're going to be getting into reframing your self-worth beliefs. We're going to get into the science of the brain, rewiring the neural pathways in your brain, rewiring negative self-beliefs. We're going to get into reflections, what they are, why they happen. And it's just going to be so good and such an amazing experience. And I really, really hope to see you there. I will put the link, of course, in the show notes below for you to get on the wait list so that you do not miss out. And if you cannot make it live, that is totally okay. No sweat. You can just watch the recordings. The recording will be sent to the email that you sign up with. So I really hope that I get to see your beautiful face in this Zoom room. The energy is just going to be so immaculate and incredible, and we're going to learn so much. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so freaking much for tuning in, and thank you so much for all of the support and love that I get from you guys through this podcast. If you like this podcast, make sure you share it with a friend and post it on Instagram if you like this message and tag me. I would love to reshare it. And I love to see who is listening. I love you, and I hope that you have the most incredible week. Chat soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated with you, please make sure you leave a rating and review. Like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Kayla Cakes, at KAELA_CAKES. Visit my website at MikaelaRyanFalar.com to find out more about my coaching services. All of these links are in the show notes below. Make sure you tune in for next week's episode. New episodes are out every Tuesday and Friday. Chat soon.